Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. So today I'm going to be trying out the Artigel Blusher Bloom Gel from Sweetie Nail Supply. So this is a Korean nail product. This is the first product that has been released by Artigel. And if you've never heard of this brand before, it's actually a D-Gel brand and we have used lots of D-Gel products before. So yeah, I'm really excited to try them out. They are color changing gels. So I think we're gonna be able to do some really cool stuff with this. So let's get into it, shall we? Through this, we hope you have artistic power in your daily life. So cute. So here's some information on the back. Get a little close-up of it. So it looks like all of the ingredients are listed here and they're also listed in English, or at least some of them are listed in English. It does look like it has 2-hydroxyl methacrylate. Definitely said that wrong, but I do think that this ingredient is HEMA. So actually, let me just do a Google search real quick. What are the different ways that HEMA presents itself in nail ingredient lists? 2-hydroxyl methacrylate. So yes, these do contain HEMA in them. If you are allergic to HEMA, then I'd be very careful with these. But as long as we don't get it on our skin, we should be okay. So, I don't understand how my little razor thingy always disappears. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Never have I ever opened a Korean gel like set and found that they actually included the swatch jewels in there for you. That's so cute. I love that. And these are really good swatch jewels. These are like my favorite, the little star shapes or flowers. We've got the little swatch card. And then each of the gels are individually packaged within the package. So we have cherry red, peach pink, and orange coral, or orange coral. All right, and then each of these are individually sealed as well. Ooh. Oh, so cute. I love how it is swatched on top of the bottle already. I need to do this to like all of my gel polishes. I'm so grateful that they already do it for you. Okay, so. Oh, it has a line art applicator. I didn't think that it would come with a line art applicator, to be honest, but this is a really, really pretty color. This reminds me of like a watermelon color or something. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Like actually looking at it is making my mouth water, so looks quite delicious. All right, let's just go ahead and swatch these, shall we? So I checked on their Instagram page and I saw that when they swatched it, they swatched them individually on here and then also on these little swatch jewels. And then that way you can like drop the little swatch jewels into like some cold water and see how the temperature affects the color change, which is really cool. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start by swatching it on here, but I know that you probably wanna see it on a white background, so I will put this white postcard under like that. Whoa. It turned completely clear. That's crazy. Ooh, and this one is slowly turned back to red because I guess, I mean, it's not very cold in here at all. So I guess it doesn't have to be that cold for it to turn back to the color that it originally is out of the bottle. It just has to be pretty warm in order to turn clear. But like, let's see if I just like touch it with my hand. My body warmth does tend to start turning it clear again, but I am actually happy to know that they're not going to be like super clear on my nails because I do want to be able to actually see the design that I draw with them once they are cured, even if it's not cold, especially because we are getting closer to summer. So I don't think that it curing is what turns it clear. I think it's the heat from the lamp that turns it clear. So yeah, even though it is cured, it is still going to change colors. The cherry red one does not seem to be changing colors very quickly. You can see from being in the lamp, even though they're already cured, they're starting to change back to clear because of the heat from the lamp. So I went downstairs and I got this like glass Pyrex dish and I filled it with ice cold water so that we can see like just how dark these colors can get when they are exposed to cold temperatures. So I'm actually gonna start by sticking it into my big lamp for 60 seconds. Just so that it can get really warm and it can turn clear so that we can like really see the color change. Could I have just brought a bowl of hot water as well? Yes, but this Pyrex is too big to have both. Okay, I think that's good enough. So here's after being in the lamp for about 1 minute and 25 seconds. Let's see what happens when it's submerged. Ooh. I don't know if it got any darker than what it was straight from the bottle. I don't think that it did. And I love how they made the swatch card plastic so that you could dunk it in water like this. I almost forgot about the little swatch jewels. Okay, let's just swatch them on here really quick too. Also, I'm gonna try to pay attention to see how long it takes these to turn back to like a more muted version of the color or like a less vibrant version of the color. Okay, I just finished giving them all a full 60-second cure in the UV LED lamp, and as before, the red is the most stubborn at turning back to clear, but that's totally fine because honestly, I'd rather if it's a little bit harder for them to turn back to clear because I like colors. But I am just gonna cure them a little bit more until they all turn back to clear so that we can see them change colors in the cold light. Or cold light, lol, the cold water. Also, if you hear this noise, that's my spinner ring. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Okay, that other lamp literally is not getting warm enough, so let me try putting them in the big lamp again. Oh, and just while we're waiting for those to turn back to clear, these ones that I dunked in the cold water are still really vibrant, and it's been like, I'd say like almost 10 minutes. My favorite colors are this orange one. It is so beautiful and bright. And I love how these gel polishes aren't too transparent, but they're like milky versions of the colors and they're so beautiful. I also really love the cherry red. It is like the perfect Airhead Bite red color, if you know what I'm talking about. I love Airhead Bites. You may remember eating Airhead Bites by the pool when I was in middle school, and now I really want some Airhead Bites. But anyway, this peach pink color is also really pretty. I just feel like it's not as peachy. I feel like a peach pink, I think of more warmer toned pink, and this one looks a lot more like a cooler toned pink to me, more leaning towards the purplish side rather than the orange side, but it's still a really pretty pink and I really love it. It's showing up really beautifully on camera as well. It's so soft. They haven't gone completely clear, but I think that's good enough. Oh. I feel like these gel polishes would be so fun to use during the summer if you're gonna go on like trips to the pool or trips to the beach, and you know the water is always like super cold when you first get in. At least here on the West Coast, the water is super cold, and it could just be really fun to see your nails change colors. Also during the winter, if you have snow where you live, I feel like it would be really fun to like go play in the snow and your nails just get really vibrant. So those are the color changing blusher bloom gels from Artigel. I think the reason that they have that name is because when I was looking at their Instagram posts of the nail art that they did with these, a lot of it was little accents on characters on nail art, like little blushies and stuff, where when the nails get cold, the blush like pops on the characters more. So I'm pretty sure that's why they're called the blusher bloom gels. But yeah, I might be wrong. Anyway, these gels are super fun and I can't wait to do some nail art with them. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's go do some nails. Let's go. I'm going to be using these extra long full cover coffin tips from Vetsy. It doesn't say Vetsy on here, but these are the ones from Vetsy. And I've actually already went ahead and sized those all out off camera really quick. These ones actually have, I don't know if you can really tell, but they have little guidelines for if you're doing French tips or shaping the nail, I guess, to different shapes. But I'm just going to keep them as coffin. I feel like doing coffin today. But I actually think I want to do my nails even longer than that today. So I think I'm going to use the overlay method. So first I'm just going to take my Gel X tip prep from Poway and I'm going to scrub, and I'm going to scrub the inside of the full cover tip just where it's going to be meeting my natural nail to etch it and kind of create a bunch of fine scratches so that the tip adheres with the gel really well. So on my natural nails right now, I do have my thin layer of hard gel that I always keep on top of my natural nails just because I do create so many nail videos and that means I'm changing out my sets super often and I don't want to be always filing my natural nail. So keeping this hard gel layer on just acts as kind of like a protector for my natural nail while I switch sets out so often. But since there is a hard gel on here, gel should stick to gel very well, so I don't need to buff it or anything like that. I just need to, and I don't need to put a base coat because base coats are for your natural nail. I'm going to take some isopropyl alcohol on this little lint-free nail wipe and I'm going to scrub them really well to make sure there's no dirt or oil on them because dirt or oils will interfere with like the adhesion process of the gel. And I'm going to be using this sensitive extend gel from Poway. I'm going to get out my gooseneck lamp so that I'm ready to flash cure. And for the overlay method, I'm going to put the gel on, but not as much as I normally would because it's not going to be covering my entire nail. Then I'm actually going to turn my gooseneck lamp on so that it's ready. And now I'm going to put the tip on, but like a couple milliliters away from my cuticle. And I think I used a little bit too much gel, so let's try that again. I'm just going to wipe that off. And I'm not going to add any more gel or anything. I'm just going to try again. Now it's not enough. I will get it right. Okay, let's hope third time's a charm. Beautiful. And I'm gonna make sure that it's straight and I'm gonna cure it. And then after I put on all the tip, I'm gonna go back in with builder gel and I'm gonna fill in this part down here that the tip didn't cover. And I'm going to cover the entire tip with it, which will be perfect because these tips are a lot flimsier and bendier than I usually like to use. That's why I usually like to use the Poway nail tips. But yeah, the builder gel should definitely help with that a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue putting these full cover tips on, just a couple millimeters away from my cuticle. I'm not actually going to file or anything like that or go in with a base coat because the gel should have no problem sticking to the tip. But if I was planning on wearing these nails for like a month, then I probably would go in with a base gel just to be extra sure. But since I'm probably going to be taking these off within a week to do another set, so I'm going to be using this clear hard gel from LG Pro. So I'm just going to use my little oval brush and I'm going to start down here, fill in the area that I didn't put the tip on. And then I'm going to continue it up on the entire tip. But I'm not going to put like a super thick layer on the entire tip. I'm just going to like, you know, cover the tip with the gel. I'm not trying to build a nail on top of the tip. I'm just trying to add a little bit of reinforcement. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more down here by the cuticle area. And I'm gonna hold my nail upside down for a few seconds just to let everything kind of level out and naturally come to the center and create a nice apex. And I'm gonna stick it in my lamp. Looks good. I'm really happy that the gel got rid of all the little like lines. I was like a little bit worried about that. I haven't used these tips in a while. And these nails are going to be semi-transparent when I'm done. So yeah, I'm glad to see those gone. All right, so I'm just going to repeat that for all of the rest of them now. I'm pretty tired today. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna film this video yesterday, but I ended up going to the doctor because I've been having really bad stomach pain like early in the morning that just keeps me from getting out of bed until like 10 o'clock. So I went to the doctor and they did some tests and it turns out that it's just gastritis, which I was actually very relieved to find out because I was worried it was some sort of stomach infection or something, which would not be good. Yeah, so I'm thankful that it's just gastritis, but I definitely need to ease up on the coffees in the morning on an empty stomach and the energy drinks. So I kind of had a feeling that the energy drinks and the coffee had something to do with it from researching online. So I've been basically just drinking tea. I'll have like half a cup of coffee, and then if I get really tired, I'll drink half of an energy drink, which is probably something that's going to happen this evening so that I can finish these nails. I was able to get up earlier today without having like immense stomach pain in the morning, which was really nice, but also I'm starting to get a little tired now that I've been up for longer than usual, but I'm determined to make these nails good. Oh my goodness, guys, I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake not putting the base coat on because look at this. They're starting to peel. All of them are peeling. I fully cured them and they're all peeling. All of them. All of the hard gel that is on the tip is peeling off. So I really thought that they wouldn't peel because I've never had gel polish peel off of my tip before unless it was like a top coat. So that's really disappointing. I'm just gonna have to go in and file everything to get off all the stuff that's peeling and then add more hard gel layer if I need to. And I will just be back when this mess is fixed, hopefully. I'm gonna leave all of that previous footage in because I think it's tragic, but also it's the reality of doing your nails sometimes and trying different methods with different products. But basically, obviously, I've removed everything that I just showed you because even after I filed everything, buffed the tips, put base coat on, the gel still peeled off. So I don't know, maybe the LGN Pro hard gel needs to be used specifically with the LGN Pro base coat, which I do not have. So I just decided to stop struggling because I've been struggling for the past 2 hours and just use these full covered tips from Miss Cheering, which are perfect dupes for the Apres extra long coffin full cover tips that I like to use as well. I've already got them all sized out and prepped, so we don't have to watch me do that all over again. Now I'm just going to put them on using my sensitive extend gel and we're gonna get a move on. It's kind of sad because it's crazy because literally I feel like this happens every single time. I was hanging out with my boyfriend before I started doing my nails and he was like, how long do you think it's gonna take you? And I said, oh, probably 4 hours. I'm not planning on doing anything too crazy. And then he was like, but don't you say that every time? And I was like, yeah, I do say that every time, so probably just add like 3 hours onto whatever I just said. And I was thinking in my head, like the only reason that it would take longer than that really is if something goes wrong and I have to redo stuff, and I like mentally jinxed myself because something went wrong and now I'm redoing it and there's like 2 hours wasted. But you know what? I never like to look at it that it's been wasted. Everything is always a learning experience, so failing is just a necessary evil of success. If you're afraid to fail, then you'll never try anything new and you'll never grow, or at least you won't grow as much as you could potentially grow if you weren't afraid to fail. So I'm just going to be proud of myself for moving forward. Okay, not as long, but definitely better than before. I did get a couple air bubbles in some of them, which I don't know how I managed to do that. Like over here, there's a couple, but I think I sealed them all in pretty well, so it shouldn't cause any lifting or anything like that. Now I'm just gonna go in with a top coat on the underbellies really quick because, like I said before, this set is going to be a little bit see-through, so I want it to be nice and clean under there and stay nice and clear. And you can just use any random glossy non-wipe top coat that you have. It doesn't have to be the best one. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend using your most expensive, most favorite top coat to put on the underside of your nails. It really is just meant to keep them not sticky and glossy. Okay, we can finally get into the design now. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to create some sort of ombre or aura type effect with the color changing gels. That way when the color changes in different temperatures, it looks more obvious. And then I want to create some like geometric lined like abstract art or whatever with a glittery gel polish that kind of matches the color of the color changing gel polish, if you know what I mean. So yeah. That's the plan. Let's do it. Wait, I forgot. I'm gonna do a bit of filing first. I took a break to eat and I totally forgot that I haven't filed these yet, and they do need to be filed a little bit. So let's do that first. Okay, so my original plan was to create a milky white base to do the ombre on top of, but now I'm actually kind of feeling like it would be really cool if we just kept the tips clear and then ombre'd the color changing gel from like the nail bed up and like it faded into clear, and then we did the cool like lines, the glittery lines on top. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm actually just gonna start with a quick base coat because I want to make sure, since these are gonna be clear, that everything is like super smooth. Okay, I think that those tips are going to look really clear. So just before I start going in with the color, I'm going to wipe off the sticky layer from the base gel with some isopropyl alcohol so that no like lint or dust or whatever gets stuck in it while I'm doing the nail art, because it's very sticky. Okay, so these are the glitter gels that I chose to match with the Artigel gels that we got. So they're all from Yogurt Gel. So to match the orange one, I chose Glitter 43. I don't remember the exact collections that these all came from, but I do have videos unboxing and swatching all of my Korean gel polishes that I ever used. So if you really want to know, you can go back and watch those. Anyway, so I chose this one, but this one is actually a little bit more like muted. So I'm going to add a drop of this neon orange from Nail Reserve into it to make it a bit brighter to match the Artigel one a little bit better. To match the cherry red, I chose Yogurt Gel Glitter number 46. And to match the peach pink, I chose Yogurt Gel Glitter number 45. So I think that these all were from like the same collection. I think I'll start with the red, and I definitely want to make sure to put the red on my pointer finger because this is the nail with the most air bubbles and I don't really want those to be visible through, and the red is the one that is like the most opaque. These gel polishes do come with like liner brushes, but that's okay. So I just want to make sure that the red is going to cover the entire nail bed area because I don't want any of the air bubbles and stuff to be showing. And I'd kind of prefer if my nail beds were covered, although I know the color is going to be somewhat clear when it changes color, but it's okay. Literally just applying it to my finger is making it turn clear because my fingers are really warm right now, even though it's not cured. So I'm gonna pull it up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm gonna take my ombre brush and I'm just going to like lightly tap and drag at the edge of the color Just tap and drag, tap and drag. Yeah, so in the end, it is going to look like we pretty much have just like clear nails with some cool glittery line art on them. But once it gets into the cold water, I think it'll look really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that a cure. Ooh, man, I am getting a gnarly heat spike. What is happening? And boom. It is like a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit cloudy. It's not like perfectly clear, but it's definitely clear. So I think we'll go like pink, red, orange, pink, red. Or no. Orange, red, pink, orange, red. So the pink will only be used one time because the orange and the red are definitely my favorites. I love them so much. So I'm just gonna go in with the pink on the middle one. It is really cool to see it just like changing color as I put it on my nail. It's almost like as if the tip of the brush, like as it touches my nail, it's like changing color. The pink changes so much quicker than the red. It's like so much more obvious that it's changing color as I'm putting it on than when I did the red. Ooh, man, I'm getting a heat spike with this one too. Ooh, just gonna do this. Okay, and then the orange, which I think is actually my favorite. This orange is like the most beautiful, like orange candy orange I've ever seen. It's like neon, but at the same time it's like soft and milky, and I love it so much. I think it's probably my favorite orange gel polish that I have now. Ooh, my goodness, these heat spikes are actually gnarly. I literally just realized that this stuff cures non-wipe because it is not sticky at all. That's crazy. So you could just use it to put like little accents of like little blushies or whatever at the very end. That's really good to know. Okay, really quickly, I'm just going to ombre the other ones. When I first saw the gels on Instagram, I was really thinking about doing like some strawberries and peaches and oranges, kind of like fruit designs, but I feel like it just wouldn't look good if it was always clear unless I went into cold water, but maybe I will try that in the future, or maybe like during the winter when I'm not like constantly kind of running hot instead of cold, because naturally I'm like always warmer than like everyone else in the room. So I feel like it would kind of just look like little leaves floating on a nail, you know, whenever the gel was clear, until I like put my hands in some cold water or something. It's also quite hard to tell if I'm ombreing it well when it's clear, but hopefully it'll be fine. At first I thought the thin brush was going to make it hard to apply, but it's actually making it really easy for me to get close to my cuticles and sidewalls without flooding. Like usually I have to wipe my sidewalls and cuticle with a Q-tip every single time before I cure, but so I actually went ahead and got a bowl of ice cold water from my kitchen so that we could dunk these nails in and see how they change color. Just carrying this bowl of ice cold water up here, my fingertips are a lot colder now than they were before with those heat spikes, and the gel polish already has changed color. So I want to see if it changes color even more if I put it into the bowl. Let's see. Ooh. Oh man, that's cold. Oh yeah, definitely changed color a bit. That is polar opposite to when I was having those heat spikes. Ooh, would it look cool if I put like water drops under there? Yeah, because we could just do like water drop art under there. That would actually look really cool, but first I want to try to do like the geometric lines and stuff. I want to use the pink first because this one is so beautiful. Actually, I think this is the one that I literally just used to do my mom's nails. It is absolutely gorgina. My hands are so dry now because I put them in that cold water, but I can't really put on any lotion or anything now. So I'm just going to put some of this gel polish on this little piece of like plastic that I have left over from laminating something. I mean, just look at that. Doesn't that just look like a little drop of magic? You can tell that my fingertips are already going back to the original warmth, and they're actually kind of stinging because of the sudden temperature changes. I'm just gonna make sure it's nice and dry. I'm tempted to just do a swirl because I always do swirls, but let's just start by just doing like some lines, you know? Just some good old lines. I don't know if I'm really liking the lines, to be honest with you. No, I don't like it. This is our only pink nail, so I think I'm just gonna have to go with a good old repeating heart design, if you know what I mean. This is definitely very hard to do without putting my face very close, so it might end up looking kind of janky, but you know what? I think that'll add to the character. So I went ahead and put a second coat of the pink on all of the lines just off camera. It is still pretty difficult to see, but I do just want to take a quick peek at how it will look if I put it in the ice. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, okay. That'll look cool. I think especially with the top coat on, it'll look a lot better because right now it doesn't have a top coat, so it doesn't look glossy or anything. Okay, so on to the other ones. I'm gonna do the red next. This red is also so beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at how deep and beautiful that jelly red is. Absolutely stunning, if you ask me. I was thinking actually, what if I try doing like some little cherries? I was thinking of just like trying to do little cherries. I think that could look really cute. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna do little cherries instead of like organic lines or whatever. And just to stick with like the sparkly theme, I think I'm going to use this really pretty cat eye gel from Melody Susie because it's green. I don't really have any other green glittery gel that would look good as a cherry stem. I'm not actually magnetizing any of the cat eye gel. I just like the color and the little shimmers in it. I mean, obviously you're probably not even going to be able to tell if the cat eye gel was magnetized because I'm just using it for the tiny little stems. I feel like there's some extra space, so I'm just gonna put little like green hearts because I don't know, I feel like it'll look cuter than just like leaves. The spacing definitely is not the best that it could be, but honestly, my wrist is kind of hurting because of the way that I have to hold my hand on the desk in order for you guys to like see what I'm doing. So I think I'm just gonna cure it. I added a second layer to some of the cherries as well. So they kind of look a little bit 3D, which is really cute. So let's see what it looks like in the water. Ooh. That's actually pretty cute. I think this could turn out like a cute like little like spring into summer set, if you know what I mean. Low-key, it kind of messes everything up because now I need to use this green on another nail, or I need to use like another dark color like this, because the original plan was to have them all kind of look like this, very like light, where the color of the glitter matches the color of the color changing gel, but since I incorporated this dark color, throws everything off. Luckily, I think we can just try to make little strawberries on the next red one and it should be okay. So that's what I'm just gonna go ahead and do. At the moment, I'm really trying hard to not just give up and go to sleep, which would be totally fun if I did do that. But in my heart, I know that it'll probably end up turning out pretty cute and that after I finish it and top coat it, when I wake up in the morning, I will like it. At least that's the hope. Okay, I actually think that's really cute. Ooh. I think that's definitely better. Well, let's just start mixing the colors together like I said I was going to. So this was the orange that I originally picked out, but it's definitely not as bright as I'd like it to be. So I'm gonna take some of this and I'm gonna mix in some of this. Oh, so bright. Really not too much, just a drop. Oh, that was way too much. That is way more than I was planning on mixing in. Uh-oh. Oh wow, it really smells like bubblegum. Ah, yeah, that's way too much. Okay, I'm gonna take out a new palette. I'm gonna transfer just like some of this one over here, like so. And I'm gonna add more of the yogurt gel on mix. Okay, yeah, that's definitely more like it. I don't know if it's showing up on camera very well, but hopefully you can see all of the little sparkles and glitters in that. Very beautiful. I feel like all of the ideas that I'm having today are like bad ideas, and I think it's just my hormones, but for the last two orange ones, I'm just going to try to do like the organic / geometric wavy vibes or whatever that I was planning on doing at the very beginning because I can't think of anything else. This is why I stick to using stickers. Oh, but I just remembered I did not forget to take a template picture for subscribers draw my nails before I started filming this video with my little bear baby hand. So the submission details with the template will be posted under my community tab if you go to my YouTube channel. I think it should say community or posts. I think it should say community. If you go to that tab, you should be able to see a post that I've made showing you guys how you can enter into the subscribers draw my nails if you would like to. I told you guys during my live that I would do a subscribers draw my nails episode more like Emily Susanna has been doing it lately, where she just does one finger because you guys wanted to be able to see more people's designs, and I thought that was a really good idea, especially as kind of like a 30K subscriber special. I can feature 10 of you guys' designs because I will do one person's design for each nail. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know here so that you can go check out the template and submission and whatever if you'd like to. So I think let's actually just go ahead and put the top coat on before we see the final reveal in the ice for one more time. And today I'm going to use my Yogo Zombie Top Gel. Right now, I think that the color of the gel is staying mostly clear because I've been sitting in this room in front of all of my studio lights for like 5 hours at this point. No, actually, it's been almost 7 hours. So my body temperature at the moment is just very warm, and obviously this gel, it turns clear with the warm temperature. That's why it changes color when you cure it, because the light from the lamp is warm. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how they look just out and about when I do everyday things, and I'm definitely going to make sure to like get videos of them out and about in my everyday life and put them at the end of the video so that you guys can see how they change color and whatnot, because I do love gel polishes and stuff that like change color, or cat eye gel polishes, and you know, like just special gel polishes. They're just always fun, you know? Ever since I was little, I always just like loved color changing nail products. I mean, who doesn't? Am I right? Okay, all of the ice has melted, but this water is still ice cold. So let's see the final reveal. Oh, you know what? I don't think it turned out as bad as I was thinking it was going to. I think these actually look really cool. I actually love how like the organic designs came out. I think it would have been really pretty if I did it on all of the nails, but I do actually like the little cherries and the strawberries as well. So cute! So yeah, that's the finished nails. I hope that you guys like them. I actually really like how they turned out. I was hating on them at first, but now that I see them from the cold water, I think that they're actually really pretty. And I absolutely love the orange nails. I could literally just have a whole set like that. Anyway, those blusher bloomer gels will be linked down in the description box below. And I forgot to mention, but I do have a discount code with Sweetie Nail Supply, and it is just Ann10, and that will get you 10% off on your whole order. But yeah, with that is the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much and I really appreciate it. I hope that you all are having the most amazing day, night, week, life. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, cuties. I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.